Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, the channel is Black Creative and here we design flyers. Today our tutorials is going to be based on a beauty parlor flyer design. Fast forward, let's dive into Photoshop and design this beautiful flyer. First of all, you click on the file here, click on new, then you make sure the width and size are the same as I've typed here. Then you click on create. Then you head over to layer adjustment, click on gradient. After clicking on gradient, you set the gradient colors here. Here you can just copy the hex code of whatever thing I do here. I mean the gradient. You can copy the hex code. Then you make sure the opacity is 100. Then you click on OK. You can adjust your gradient here. If you don't like the adjustment that I'm doing, you can adjust your gradient here. Then you click on OK. Right after that, you select your background picture. So if you have any background picture in mind, you can use it, or if you like to, you can just go to the description. There is a link there which you can just use this same picture. After that, you select the overlay here. After selecting the overlay, you can just create a group for these two layers, which will be our background. So BG will stand for our background. You can rename the grouped layers. After that, select your rectangular tool, which is or the rectangle tool. Then draw a rectangle, just like what I'm doing here. Draw the rectangle. You select the color. You change the color to white. When you change the color to white, then you select the rectangle tool again. I want to draw a small rectangle beside this one to make it look more beautiful, attractive, as you can say. Then you adjust it close to the big triangle. After that, select your rounded rectangle tool. Then draw some shapes inside the big triangle. A rounded rectangle shape inside the big rectangle. Then you make the curves, the edges at the rounded rectangle. You set it to 54. After doing that, you would like to give this one a stroke, the rounded rectangle a stroke. Here you can change the size of your stroke, or if you like to, you can change the color of your stroke. If you don't like what I'm doing, you can also do it other way. After doing this, you would like to do another 2 copies of it, so you can press on Ctrl J from your keyboard to duplicate it, to duplicate this rounded rectangle. After that, I already told you want to duplicate it twice, so we did it. And then you can see from beneath there, we have to resize the first and then the second rounded rectangle, so that our third rounded rectangle you can fix on the screen very well. So you resize it, and then so that the 3 rounded rectangle can fix well at on the screen. So after doing these adjustments to it, we go on and then we add our pictures, which is the pictures that we downloaded. So first of all, we will add the rig, this one. You right click on the layer, rasterize the layer, then you right click again, then you create a flipping mask, so that it can fix into the rounded rectangle. So we adjust the clipping mask so that it can be something like we just fix it into the rounded rectangle. Then you bring another picture in, then you right click on that picture, same procedure, you rasterize, then you create a clipping mask. Then we adjust the size of the clipping mask so that it can fix very well into the rounded rectangle. After that, we move to our third rounded rectangle. That one too, we fix a picture inside with the same procedure as we did with the others. Right click, you rasterize, right click, then you create a clipping mask. So after doing this, you may get the same results just as I'm doing. So after that, you would like to, maybe I think you want to create a group for these layers. So you first click on the first layer, then you hold shift, then click on the last layer, which is the rectangle one. Then you press Ctrl G on your keyboard to group. You can name it whatever way you want to name it, but I will name it IMG, which stands for images. After that, select your text tool over there. Select your text tool, then you would like to insert some text. So you enter the name of your brand, which is mine. I chose Jester. So we select the text Amsterdam here. I wanted to change the color, but I think white is okay. I'll bolden it a little bit and then I adjust it small. Alright, so we select our text tool again. Head over to, I did some here. I did some little typings here. So I'll copy it and then paste it here. Sorry, the copy is not working. Okay. I'll copy it, then paste it here in Photoshop. But if you like, you can just type it. I do not want the video to be very long. So after pasting it, I'll change the font. I change the font, then I resize it. Which I copied Beauty Parlor, so I change the font, then add a color to it. I give it a color yellow. This one too, you can copy the hex code and you click on OK to change the color. So after changing the color, then I adjust it to suit what I want to do. So you can also adjust it to suit what you want to do, or if you like to, you can copy the adjustment that I'm doing if you really want to do same. If you want to do same, you can just copy what I'm doing. Then you head over to your rectangle again, then you draw a small rectangle. Then you draw a small rectangle. You give it a color white. And then after giving it a color white, you just adjust it to where you want it to be. Then Ctrl J to duplicate the Beauty Parlor text. Then you drag it from the layer side, you drag it to the top, double click on it, then you write our services. Here I'm about to list the services of this brand, what will you do? So you reduce the size, then you give it another color. I think color blue will be okay. Yes, color blue will be okay. Then you do some small adjustment to it. You add some small adjustment to it. After adding the small adjustment, you click OK, which come here. I listed a few of our services. Then select your text tool, then you come and then you give it another color. Here, if you like, you can type whatever thing you want. Because I already listed them somewhere, so I copied it and Ctrl+V, then I pasted it here. But if you like, you can just type it. Choose your fonts, the fonts that you want it to do, adjust the font, then you are on point. You can move forward. So if you like to, you can copy what I'm doing. You can copy the adjustment that I'm doing, the font adjustment that I'm doing. Drag it to the top a little bit. Then you select the checked over there. Let me just bolden it a little bit. Yes. After doing this, we want to do some bulletins. So choose your rounded shape over there. Then you give it a color white. Draw a very small circle. So with this circle, we are going to duplicate it so that we can bullet every text here. We bullet every text here with the rounded circle that we did. So we are doing the bulleting. So as you can see, all the text have been bullet. Alright, so this is it. Alright, so this is it. Then we head over to our rectangle again. I want to add another pictures, which is, you see, from the test that we did, we said we nails, normal nails, and then acrylic nails. So I want to add a picture of nails to it. So first of all, let's group these layers. Just as we selected the other layers, we did the same here to group the layers. Then we can give it maybe TST to stand for test. We rename it like that. Then select your rectangle tool. Before then, I said we wanted to add some pictures, so let's add another pictures to it. We draw some small rectangle tools here. We draw some small rectangles here. Small rectangles. I think it's okay. The size is okay. Then we give it a color white. Then we duplicate this small rectangle. Ctrl+J to duplicate, or you can hold Alt on your keyboard, then drag it so that it can duplicate for you. I think 3 is okay. These small ones is okay. Yeah, so we go in and then we bring the nails picture. We bring the nails picture. Same way, we right click, then we create clipping mask. Right click, then we create clipping mask. Then we adjust it to suit the small rectangle we just to fit inside the small rectangle we just created. Alright, so I think this is okay. Then the second rectangle, we go in for another picture. We bring it down there into Photoshop. We right click, then we create clipping mask. Right click, then we create clipping mask. Then we make sure the clipping mask fits. We make sure the clipping mask fits the squared rectangle. We're going for our last picture. That one too, this one too, we do it the same way. We make sure we right click, we create clipping mask, and we make sure the clipping mask fits into the rectangle as we've done with the others. I think this is okay. Alright, so after that we are about finishing, so it's left with what? It's left with our location. So let's group this layer again. Let's group this layer. Control G to group the layer, then we rename it nails. So it's left with our location, the location of our beauty parlor. So just want to, what location? Let's just give it any random location, because it's not legit. It's not a business in it's not a business in action. Oh, it's just for the sake of this flyer. So our location, we just give it a random location. We adjust the text. Very beautiful. So you can follow the steps to adjust the text. We center align it, and then I think we reduce the size. Let's reduce the size, and it's okay. I think the size is okay. Then yeah, something like this is okay. Let's see. So if you like, you can follow the way I'm doing the adjustment and then do yours the same. Alright, so this is it. And today we've been able to design a very, very beautiful beauty parlor flyer. And if you are new here, this is what we do on this channel. We design flyers. We teach ourselves how to design flyers. Then you can also design it at your end. In case you just want to design something, you can also use this same process to design your flyer. You can even make something beautiful than this one. You just need to follow what we do here so that you can also be the best you can.